Hey, what's up you guys? Mike here from We Watched a Movie. Jay's not here. We're in a strange place. I'm a little bit worried, a little bit scared. It sounds probably bad in here. I'm just working with what I can. It's been a crazy-ass weekend. I'm here, so I'm trying to make the best of it. I even threw up a little shenanigan on the wall to make it feel real. I'm in this dank room right now, but I'll make it out. You guys like my Woody Page / Bro Science tribute there? Poltergeist. Let me just get the whole remake spiel out of the way really quick. We're just going to do a spoiler review for this since it's a couple days late. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this unless you're just not going to see the movie. Unless you've probably seen the remakes, you know what's going to happen anyway, so maybe it won't even hurt. I don't know. Do what you want. It's your life. Sprite, LeBron mix. So, the whole remake situation. Poltergeist is one of those movies I felt like could use a remake. Wait, come back, don't go anywhere. If it was done a spectacular certain way. What if Tobe Hooper wanted to come back? Because there's a whole controversy over who really directed the first Poltergeist. He wanted to make a Poltergeist, proving it was his own movie and doing it in his own way. That would be something I'd like to see. Everybody would be interested in that. The stakes would be raised. Steven Spielberg, if he was going to come back and do it because he wanted to use today's technology, not overuse of CGI, but you know, the other good stuff, and he wanted to come back and he wanted to update his own movie, even a shot-for-shot remake with just new graphics and stuff, that would be really badass. That's the kind of remake I always felt like Poltergeist could use. As far as this kind of remake, hell no. It was unnecessary as shit. Insert angry ant here, remakes are ruining the world, blah blah blah. It's true, I mean, everybody knows it. What are we gonna do? They're gonna put the shit out, we're gonna go see it until we don't, and then they won't. And then the world. Whether it be a sequel or whether it be a remake or reboot, reimagine, whatever. They got it done right. That's why that's there. It's also because it's the only poster I had in my car. Anyways, the cast, I thought, did an admirable job. They did a decent job selecting the cast. The problem with this movie was that it's a studio idea remake. It's not somebody who had an artistic vision. The studio was just like, oh shit, we own that? Slap it on. Zelda Rubinstein's character is no longer Zelda Rubinstein's character. She unfortunately passed, but they gave it to Jared Harris, who is this guy who has this TV show. They do this Grave Encounters type thing where at the end of each episode he'll say, this house is clean. He's one of those typical, you guessed it, he's having a hard time dealing with, I'm tired of faking it because I'll really have something here. I'm terrible at accents, but you know, that tired ass thing. Technology, let's use it. That seemed lazy as hell, even though he was alright, he wasn't terrible. It's just like this whole movie, like, it looks okay. It's alright. It's fucking unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Even though he didn't do a bad job, Zelda Rubinstein was just like larger than life. Like, she came on screen and you're like, this is fucking weird. This is different. I like it. This is strange. This is fun. It's out there. He was just like a... We got somebody kind of kooky to fill that role. We're done. And unfortunately for Sam Rockwell, he was amazing in this movie. I thought he did a great job. I did not give a shit about this movie until him as a dad, when he's talking to the medium and he starts to tear up and he's like, I don't know what to believe. I just want my daughter back. I just want my daughter back. And he's crying or whatever. That scene was, I mean, I was literally sitting there like, fuck, this is awful. When will it end? Let it be over. And then that scene happened and I was like, I give a shit again. Like, he brought me back into the movie with one scene. He was awesome. Coach was amazing in the original role. He was my favorite role in the movie. He was one of my favorite parts about the movie. And Sam Rockwell did that justice, I think, in this. So he's the only thing about this remake I think did it justice. Everybody else is fine. The little girl that played Carrie Ann, she was fine. She's no Heather O'Rourke. I mean, that was just ingenious. You know, she was so perfect for that. They did something weird here. With the boy, instead of having it all be about, you know, Carol Ann, she goes into the further, which I'm just gonna fucking call it that. It's like the same thing, isn't it? They spend most of the movie focusing on this boy who's got all these fear issues. He's really scared of everything. His character arc was pretty cool, I guess. That was okay. I didn't mind that they did that so much. But now the teenage daughter, fucking stupid, okay? That was the worst. All this shit's going on. Her little sister's missing, and I get that teenagers are assholes, but come on. All this stuff's going on, and she doesn't even give a shit. And at one point, she's like, Dad, I'm sorry, I'm such an asshole to you. And it's like, the house is falling down. Her little sister just went missing, everything's going to hell. She's like, oh my god, there's going to be a famous person in my house. Don't write people like that. They kind of went all across all three movies with this. Like, they stole the puddle scene from Poltergeist 3. They made that almost even more inept and boring and whatever. It was just like... At one point they went back to that scene and like continued what was happening with it, and I was like, what? I was like, oh yeah, that happened. I mean, I forgot about it the second it fucking happened. They replaced the chair scene, the epic chair scene, instead of this just like random, like silent, really cool and creepy and out there, like the camera turns this way originally, and then she turns back, and the chairs just with no sound or anything, they're just stacked perfectly. And it just has this eerie feel to it, this Spielberg greatness. But you go to this one and it's like 3D. House of Cards. And it's like, a House of Cards is not as cool as a fucking tabletop full of chairs when you're talking about Pizza Hut. It's just not the same, you know? And that scene, it wasn't even that bad, and the cards like blew away. And it's like, you didn't have to. You just didn't have to. That's one of the scenes. Didn't need extra special effects in the chair scene. Maybe when the Beast in the original one pops his head out and it's like, bah! That could have used some cool special effects. Not the fucking chair scene. The first act of this movie is just the worst. First off, they're supposed to be broke and they're supposed to be having on hard times. Their house is pretty nice and kind of big. Like, they don't seem that broke. Bullshit Ouija jump scare assholes. Like, and not even the good kind. Like, jumping squirrel. You know, the squirrel jumps out or whatever, which that scene was fun because it was kind of funny. It showed Sam Rockwell interact with his son a little bit. Just the fact that they tried to use it as a jump scare is just cheap and stupid. I care about your movie more. Now, the only time this movie was okay, and I got interested in it again, they make it their own just a little bit. They send the drone in to the darkness, to the other realm, and what it showed, even though it was fucking way too CGI and like just way too CGI'd, it looked cool, and that part actually kind of creeped me out a little bit, where there's all those fucking nasty creature things in this big circle and she's stuck in the middle of it. It was a cool idea, and I like that we got to see beyond that realm for a second. And honestly, when the family goes back out to the car and then all of a sudden they realize that they're stuck there and then it's not over and the car flips over, I was actually kind of intrigued. I was like, this is pretty good. And then the ending, it just falls flat on its face again. The original really cool scene where she goes and she falls into the pool and the heads are popping up everywhere. That was like this crazy fun house, just like special effects, like it just felt like a ride. It felt like a haunted house ride, the original Poltergeist did. This was just hitting the checkpoints, and when they showed the skulls on the Indian burial ground, it was just another fucking checkpoint to go through. The thing just like the ground opens up real quick and all of a sudden it's like, bah! And it was like, that's it. Then they get in the other car and they drive away. The song at the end's good by Spoon. You should check that out. I give Poltergeist a 4.5. I'd maybe red box it if you're just curious to see what it's like. What's the one property, guys, that you are scared to death they're going to remake? That you're just praying to God doesn't happen? Obviously, they shit all over Ghostbusters. Fucking just no. Click that subscribe button, get some wham up in you.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.